Hey, it's Jessica, and I am in Tucson, Arizona. I'm here for a funeral, but that's not. I want to talk to you about some of the things that I have experienced while on my trip from Florida, where I live, to Tucson, where I'm at. First of all, let's talk about the plane flight. Now, it was a 2 hour drive from my house to the Orlando airport. I was supposed to leave at 6:20 in the morning, which for me is an ungodly hour because that means I had to wake up at 1:30 in the morning, leave before 3 in the morning to get to the airport in time to check in and do all the things so that I could be in my assigned plane seat, which was a window seat before the plane left. Well, as soon as we were on the freeway to go to the airport, I check my phone and I find that my flight has been canceled and I've been rerouted to a 9:55 a.m. flight, which means I'm not going to get to Tucson, Arizona until 3 p.m. instead of 12:45 p.m. So, of course, I have to contact my cousin who's going to pick me up, let him know, so he's not waiting at the airport for 3 hours wondering where in the heck I am. Okay. Took care of that, found out when I got to the airport the reason that my flight had been canceled was for mechanical issues. Makes sense. I don't want to be on a plane that's going to break down in the middle of the air. Get on my first flight. Flight went fine, but I had aisle seats. I didn't want to be in an aisle seat because every time somebody walks by, they're bumping you, that type of thing. Okay, so instead of going from Orlando to Houston to Tucson, I went from Orlando to Denver to Tucson. Okay, fine. When we get to Denver, I'm in the aisle seat. I'm trying to let the people that were sitting next to me out because I have to wait for them to bring my scooter. Because as you know, I only have one good leg and one bad leg. So when I go to places like the airport, cruise ships, I need my wheels. So I'm being nice, let the people who are sitting next to me get out because they have two good legs. Well, while I'm letting them out, the guy that's sitting diagonal to me is getting his suitcase down from the overhead compartment and he drops his whole suitcase on my shoulder. Yep, you heard me. On my shoulder. Kaplunk. And you know when you're traveling, you don't travel with empty suitcases. You travel with suitcases full of stuff. It was heavy. It hurt. And I said, "You dropped your whole suitcase on my shoulder." He looked at me like, the flight attendant said, "Ma'am, are you okay?" I said, "He dropped his whole suitcase on my shoulder." He again looked like, not at any time did he say, "I'm sorry, excuse me, pardon me, I apologize." Oh my goodness. You know, the things that a normal human would say. You know, the things that a normal human who has the common sense of an ant. Nothing. He, he got his gray ass almost said off the boat, off the plane. Didn't say jack to me. And mind you, this is not my right shoulder that never hurts. No. This was my left shoulder. the rotator cuff shoulder, the shoulder that wakes me up with aches and pains every morning in the middle of the night. That shoulder. This one right there. So that is how I was welcomed to Denver. Not to mention, I had minutes between landing in Denver, getting my scooter, and having to board the plane in Denver to get to Tucson. So I am hightailing it with my scooter from the gate I got out at to the gate I needed to get to. Now that was kind of fun because I got to ride my scooter really fast and tell people to move out my way, here I come, woo, woo, woo. Oh, you should have seen me. Girl was flying, okay? Girl was flying. Made it to my next plane, sat again in the aisle seat, sat next to some really nice folks, a little girl who was going to go to Las Vegas for her soccer tournament, and her dad, and her name was Greer. I remember that. And they were from Denver. She was a sweet little girl. And so I want to do a little shout out to Greer. And I hope you win your soccer tournament, young lady. And had a really great time on the the flight to Tucson. Nobody dropped their suitcases on me. Thank you, Jesus. And when I got to Tucson, my cousin Jonathan was waiting for me at the airport. No problems. We went from the airport to my uncle's house. Spent the rest of the evening visiting with my uncle. My cousin that picked me up, his younger brother, Jeffrey, was already at my uncle's house, and then some other cousins who flew in from Washington were there, and had a great time for the rest of the evening. And here I am having my continental breakfast, which of course is my protein coffee, as always. I just thought I would give you guys a little update of my trip so far. I am staying at I think we're at a Holiday Inn Express in Tucson. Very nice room. I stayed in a nice, comfy, king-size bed. The room was absolutely clean. Everything was wonderful. Very good service thus far. No complaints. And my cousins, the ones that are coming in from out of town, I believe all of us that are staying in hotels are staying at this one, so I'm looking forward to seeing some of them later today as they come in, and of course they wake up because it still is early. It's only 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not trying to wake up people, unnecessarily, but I just wanted to give my TikTok folks a little update. And also, when you are traveling, please be careful and don't drop suitcases on people next to you. And if you do, please apologize. Anywho, be good to yourselves, be good to each other, pay it forward if you can, and don't drop suitcases in the process. See you later. Bye-bye. Mwah.